it's still not Halloween, so still time to get your pumpkins decorated. So this small pumpkin I actually picked up in Aldi. It was actually very reasonably priced, and I got my dad to scoop out the inside. He did it that perfect to fit this container. I can't get the container back out into it, but it's just like a cheap container from IKEA. It's just placed down into the centre. So what I need now then is a block of floral foam. I'm going to cut the block of floral foam into about a third, and then I'm just going to cut a short little bit of a wedge off, right? You'll see now why I want this one in a second. So my little wedge piece is going to go down into the bottom of the container just to give me an extra bit of height. So I'm going to press that right down into the bottom. And then my third of a block, what I'm going to do is a little bit of liposuction. So just take a little bare bit off the sides of it. See the way? Not taking it off the very top, just off the sides. Just so that will now wedge down into the centre of my pot. Actually, I'm going to need my wedgie. I'm going to take my wedgie back out again. Misjudged that container. So my third of a block is going to fit down perfect into it. There you go. And then I'm just going to take a little bit off the edges of them. The last container must have been smaller because I needed a wedgie in the previous one that I did. Now you can anchor tape that in, but because my pot is wedged down into the container, I can't actually get the anchor tape around it. Now, what I'm going to use flower-wise is our brassica, or our cabbage flowers, okay? These are in season this time of the year. Now, I don't know about you at home, but I know when we were kids, my mum used to give us curly kale, or caul cannon was the name of the dinner that she made, and she used this vegetable called curly kale. It was kind of like a cabbage effect. So, I'm trying to keep this arrangement a little bit traditional, so I'm cutting them short on a 45-degree angle and getting like a double cut. I'm going to go around the edge of the floral foam and place our flower right down into it. Now these brassicas come in other shades as well. The green one would be the most popular one. So all flower shops will be selling them, and some people may even have them in flower in their garden. So they would come under like decorative cabbages in your garden. So you can see the way now, I'm just working my way all the way around the edge of the container there with our brassicas. So far I have 6 in, okay, and I've 1 more left. So again, cut that short, 45-degree angle, and then I'm going to put our 7th one in there. Now I'm going to be using the lid of this pumpkin, so that's why I'm not going to fill in the centre, but if you wanted, you could use a brassica in the centre as well. Now in between the flowers, what I'm going to use is little bits of eucalyptus, so any little kind of gaps, little spaces there, I'm going to use a little bit of this decorative eucalyptus for kind of like hiding or filling in any little kind of cop-on spots, as we call it. Now the eucalyptus that I'm working with today came from Tannery Foliage Farm up in Lusk, but also you could just go out to your own garden and you could get a little bit of eucalyptus out of your own garden. But most flower shops sell eucalyptus as well, so if you went into any local flower shop, they'll sell you a branch of eucalyptus. We've had a couple of top tips up on our pages about what you can do with the eucalyptus in the home, and it's great for kind of like clearing the sinuses and anybody having any breathing problems, etc. So in between the 7 brassica, I've just placed in 7 of our little eucalyptus. Now I also now have my little lid, so I just need a tiny bit of foliage just around the inside there just before I go any further. So just adding in a little bit of foliage, resting out on top of them brassicas there just before I place in the lid. I thought I would have made it. There we go, that'll be nice anyway in the centre, looks well. So now our little lid that my dad took off the pumpkin, I have a lollipop stick, and what I'm going to do to the lollipop stick is make a point at the top and a point at the bottom. So I'm going to stick that up into the lid, there we go, and then I can stick the lid down into the centre of the pumpkin. Just hitting some, we'll go again. Oops, the daisies. There we go, press that down into it. So there we have our lid on. And just to add a little bit of texture, I have these little berries, okay, we have them in, we're using them as part of our Christmas theme. So I'm just going to add a little bit of berry, kind of like just here and there. This pumpkin is a little bit wobbly, it's a bit on the, bit like myself with a few drinks on it. So I'm just going to add another little bit of berry over the opposite side. And I also have some cinnamon sticks. So these cinnamon sticks are wired already. So again, I'm just going to add in a little bit of cinnamon stick over there. It's just because we're using all Christmas stuff here at the school this week. So all these little bits and pieces are lying around, and I just think they really add to the centre of your pumpkin arrangement. Now, our Christmas course is starting. Oops, today's this is wobbly, isn't it? Oh, there yourself. So our Christmas course is starting next Monday, and we still have places available on it. So if anybody is interested in joining up with the Christmas programme, just drop me a message here, info@flowerschoolireland.com, or give us a ring. We're in the school today. 01 for Dublin 4538649. We have a little robin. I know a robin isn't for Christmas, but there's robins in the garden at the moment. So this is an early rise robin. So I think, isn't he gorgeous in there? And there's your very, very simple pumpkin decoration table arrangement. So listen, I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, click share. If I don't see the shares rising up on the page, I won't post any more free tutorials. All this week we've been posting free tutorials every day on the page. So remember, click share and show us the love.